Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaming Droid and welcome back to Modern Skyblock 3 episode, I think we're on 3. I think I'm probably actually going to change this because I've decided to build towards my mob farm on both sides, so I think I'm going to actually, in another episode or in between episodes, move this over to this side and move this lot over to that side so that I don't have to walk around it to get up here. But I got those rainbow bricks in a reward bag, so I've built myself up a little farm over here. We made some more crystal shards out of glass just to get the iron going, and that goes in the resource chest, and we sorted our chests out. So we have blocks, we have resources, we have equipment, and then we have miscellanea. Now in the miscellanea we did get an epic loot case, a mega epic loot case, which gives us, we got that from a drop, and this is a kind of pickaxe called a Crafter's Aid. This is definitely a kind of pickaxe because it's got a mining speed of 8 and it looks like a pickaxe. It withers enemies on hit, but I don't think, although it does do 13 damage, I think, yeah, it's definitely a pickaxe. So we've now got a pickaxe with 15,000 durability. It does do 15 damage per hit, but it's got quite a slow attack rate. So we might use that as a pickaxe, we might use it as a weapon. I'm not 100% sure yet. The other thing we did get is we got a soul vial for a shulker, which going to keep that until I can spawn multiple versions of it. Ooh, batwings are resources, so batwings can go in there. The other thing we got was a single piece of redstone, which again we got from a loot bag in between. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use some cobblestone and the redstone to make myself a dropper. And the reason we're going to make ourselves a dropper is because the dropper means, because every time we open this thing we are losing losing heat every time we open it. So now, if we break that, and we break that, and we break that, and then we put a lever on the dropper, we can now basically craft through this thing without ever opening it, which will save us a lot of heat. Stick. Now having a second dropper helps, because if you do recipes that require 2 things, then it's nice to have 2 separate droppers going. But if we just grab some, let's say some stairs, and we grab some gunpowder, and we throw the stairs in here, and the gunpowder in here, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we can just use this as a way of doing crafts very quickly without losing any heat. Because as long as we don't open it, the heat remains constant. You see, it's not using up anything, so the heat remains constant in there. So we've got a nice, easy way to do lots and lots of crafts. And that just came from killing things over here. Speaking of which, it looks like we've got a reasonably full up mob farm at the moment. So let's just break down all of the mobs. The snowballs are actually surprisingly useful. If you start on the snow island, you start with early access to snowballs. And the snowballs can be very useful. First off, they're a building material, because you can make them into snow bricks. They're also a weapon, because you can make them into heavy snowballs, which are a kind of weapon. And finally, they're also usable as a crafting material to make dirt, if you create a freezer. Nope, that is not a resource, that is an openable bag. You get a witch's hat, we got some unfamiliar items, a shovel and a music disc. So, unfamiliar items in here, music disc in here, equipment, and the witch's hat is a resource. The reason the witch's hat counts as a resource is we can use it to make sugar, sticks, redstone, we can use it to make gunpowder, glowstone, glass bottles, we can use it to make infernal tears, all sorts of things. But the main thing is glowstone, because if we look up glowstone, the way we make glowstone is we use 1,700 heat, blaze powder, and redstone to make glowstone. That is very, very expensive. So redstone and glowstone are the 2 things we really want to use witches' hats for if we get 3 of them. I'll pop it in equipment actually, because it's non-stackable, so I'll pop it in equipment just out of the way for now. So quest-wise, it wants us to make a freezer, and we did get some snowballs. We don't have quite enough snowballs, but that's actually okay. We don't have to worry about using a blitz rod because we can do this. One of the things this game allows you to do is pop down a snow block and shift right-click it to get snowballs back. And that gives us more snowballs than we used to make it. So what we can do is we can actually create infinite snowballs, which is why when you're on the snow island you get building material very quickly, because you can turn snow into bricks. And because you can turn snow into bricks, although I don't know why I'm doing this, what I can actually do is just go K and it will auto-craft for me. Because you can turn snow into bricks, you can build a mob farm very quickly without even having to get a tree, which makes it very, very useful. And just to show again that, just tap the letter K on your keyboard and it makes all the snow. I'd say our island's looking reasonably good so far. This does drain your hunger slowly, and it does give you mining fatigue, so you can't... Ooh, did you waste snowballs? Thank you. So there we go, we've got a nice big pile of snowballs. We can make a freezer now. Freezer's really easy to make. You just need 2 snow blocks, one on top of another. Allows you to make resources like frozen iron. Okay. We can make a mini freezer. That completes the quest. We only need to make 1, but I've made 2 because we need so much of the frozen iron, and it will be... Wow. Cat ears and a puffy scarf. No. Thanks for that, game. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. We can complete some other quests reasonably easily. The stone hammer and the crushing table we can do very easily indeed. This allows us to crush ore into... this allows us to crush ore into... ore block, into ore dust, which we can then sieve to make things. They can go in... you can go in the tools and blocks. We're not going to be using that early game, really. Cactus fruit, resources, blocks. You can throw down our 2 freezers over here for now, because we don't have enough iron to use them at the moment. Knives. Stone cutting knife and a compressed stone cutting knife. Not a problem. So we're just kind of burning through quests early on. See if we get lucky with some resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And make sure it detects them. Yes, it has. Dried mud bricks again, which is fine. No problems with that. Gives us something else to build another island out of. It wants us to do a fishing rod, survivalist fishing rod, which is no problem at all. And again, just like with the snow from the snow biome, we can actually use the survivalist fishing rod on any island and get dirt and things. Is that a second mega torch, or was that my first mega torch? I'm sure I had another mega torch. I'm sure I got another mega torch at some point, because I didn't want to put it down because spawns, I think. I'm confused. So now what we need to do is we need to focus on making lots and lots of iron. And Minecraft for a second there. We need to focus on making lots and lots of iron, which means making lots and lots of alchemical primus to start with. So alchemical primus is 3 gunpowder, 2 blaze, and 1 charcoal. So we need gunpowder, we need blaze, and we need charcoal. And we need 3s, 2s, and 1s. And the reason I'm doing this setup like this is because, yeah, I'm going to be doing this rapid style. Let's make sure we have some charcoal with us to fuel our furnace. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, I'm pushing the button more than 6 times, but I want to make sure. And I always use a lever rather than a button because a lever is just flat out faster than a button. And you can see that because we've got this all sealed up now and we're using a dropper, it's just far, 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 far less inefficient when it comes to material usage. So now we're going to make some iron. And that's going to make us some iron alchemical dust. And for that, we are going to get some iron cooking up in here. Now, I don't know how much more glass shards we've got going on the go, but we've got a few. And while we're waiting for that to cook up, we can go and empty out our mob farm. All very easy and simple. Oh, actually got a crit in there. So you can get crits underneath these things if you time your jump perfectly, but... Oh, crit. There we go. Anything good in the loot bag? Unfamiliar item and a knockback tome and a purple blue. No, nothing brilliant. But now that we've got reasonably well sorted chests, we can put all the random stuff in the right chest. Get 5 more alchemical dust for iron. And we are basically, the issue we have now is that we are out of glass shards. We're out of crystal shards. That's fine. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will get us 3 cycles of 3, so that will get us... that goes in blocks. Blocks. Now we are aiming to get into better storage as soon as possible, because we're kind of limited on our storage. But to get that, we need to be completing these quests. So, unfired clay barrel and unflowered clay barrel extension. And for that, we need to grab our shears, which are in here, because we need some of these. So we need dirt to make into clay. There we go. And then we'll just take down the trees, and that should get us some saplings back as well, which we can replant. Not sure if it got us the right amount of saplings back, but never know, might have gotten lucky. It got us 2 saplings. Ah, well. We have some spare saplings in our resources chest. And I'll be working off camera to make sure we don't run out of saplings. But in the meantime, uses. There we go. And actually you can go like that and we'll make some more charcoal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got some dirt now, although we did have some dirt in there as well. And we've got this. So we've got 8 water buckets in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will allow us to make 8 clay. Nice and easy. And we can do the barrel and barrel extension, which it wants us to do, for basic fluid storage. And then it wants us to cook them. Yeah, it wants us to cook them. One and 2. And that'll complete us this quest. Or should. There we go. Returning block of sticks from random things. I suppose it is a block, so it can go in there, along with all our other blocks. And next we need unfired porcelain. So how do we get porcelain? To get porcelain, we need nether quartz, and to get nether quartz, we need to wash dirty quartz, and to wash, we need to get netherrack. And netherrack is done in the combustor, which is 920 heat units, cobblestone, and blaze. Can we get 920 heat units out of this? No, we can't, so we need to upgrade that to an iron one, basically. That's where we're at now, is we need to upgrade that to a higher tier. Can only take 4 at a time in the crucible, but what we can do is we can grab a second crucible out of brick, because we're going to need more crucibles in the future anyway. We can't feed the crucibles with a hopper, unfortunately. It's not something we can do. But the fluid hoppers are able to take fluid from any side, so you can put 4 in there and 4 in there. Heck, if we have enough clay, we might even be able to... we might even be able to make an extra couple of bricks. No. Oh, yes, we've got the clay on us. We might be able to make an extra 6 bricks. Or whatever we need. Let's make 8 bricks, because that's what that'll cook. We'll make 8 bricks, and we'll use that to... create yet another crucible. So we'll have an even more crucibles. Tools away. Blocks away. Up, 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 up. Now goes our iron manufacturing. Our iron manufacturing goes reasonably well. We're slowly generating more and more iron, which is what we like to see. And until you get to the point where you can actually automate the production of, or automate the insertion, which requires something from basic automations, this is the best real way to kind of automate it for as long as you can, which is to get a bunch of these things running simultaneously. And there we go. That's what, 4, 8, 12 buckets of, or 12 ingots worth of crystal set to cook. And now, yes, we need iron, so we need an iron casing. Iron casing, I believe, is just an iron gear and then surround it with iron. That's what most of the casings are. So let's have a look at what an iron casing requires. Iron casing is, yeah, an iron gear, which is a stone gear. So sticks and stone, sticks and stone. We could use 5 iron instead, but rather than use 5 iron or 5 metal ingots, I'll just one of these, and then use that to make... Oh, come on. There we go. One of these, and then we can use that to make an iron casing. And that will get us up to being able to create netherrack. We are going to lose our heat doing this, but unfortunately necessary. And again, it doesn't really matter which combustor you use in there, as long as you're using blocks that the combustor can sort of deal with. And that gets up to... Wait, does that get us netherrack? Was it 1,500 or... Netherrack. Combustion. 920. Oh yeah, that gets us netherrack fine. So we need blaze. And again, it's obvious that basically we're going to be using lots and lots and lots of blaze, so we need gunpowder to make it. Netherrack is 3 to 8. Let's get those 8s and those 3s. 3 and 8. And this just basically relies on you getting 1 redstone from a loot bag. It's why the loot bags really are worth opening early game, just because getting that 1 redstone, which is actually not that uncommon. You can get redstone, you can get witches' hats, you can get redstone blocks. All of them are sources of redstone. It's why getting that redstone early on is very, very useful, because you can get that dropper and it means losing a lot less heat. Okay, so we've got some nether quartz, we've got the iron to make a cauldron, because now we need to wash our nether quartz. And to wash the nether quartz, would you believe, we need a cauldron. And we also need a bucket. So I need 1 more iron. I could use a clay bucket, but I won't. I'm going to use an iron bucket, because we're going to need to make one sooner or later anyway. And if you're playing kitchen sink mode, this is really quick and easy to automate. These I don't know about, so I can't use them yet. But if you're not playing kitchen sink mode, it's actually quite a challenge to automate this system itself. We can also wash the crushed netherrack that we got. There's a very, very tiny chance, like 0.01%, so 1 in 1,000 or something like that. Hello? There we go. That we get a little bit of metal, so we got a little bit of ardite out of that. It's actually quite useful. And we take our clay, and we can combine that with this to make porcelain clay. And the porcelain clay, we need to make a porcelain faucet and a porcelain channel. I believe both of those require bricks. The porcelain channel requires bricks, and the porcelain faucet requires bricks. Yeah. So we need to cook these up into bricks of porcelain, which isn't a problem at all. And as you can see, like clay from dirt, dirt from plant fiber or plant matter. It's all pretty kind of self-explanatory once you get to a certain point. You can also get other gems by crushing up stone. So if we look up stone and we look to the crusher, you can see we can get dirty coal, dirty emeralds, dirty diamonds, dirty rubies, peridot, garnets, amber, and all sorts of other things, including, I believe, black quartz. Yeah, dirty black quartz. So you can get all sorts of things from cooking those up. There's an Enderman up there. Unfortunately, evolved Endermen just do seem to be able to spawn wherever they want, regardless of light levels and regardless of half slabs, which is mildly frustrating. So what I'll do is I will call this here. I will get some more dirt, get some more clay. It's basically just going to be repetitions of me getting dirt and clay. I will make some more porcelain bricks, and when we come back, we will have more iron, more clay, more porcelain bricks, more blaze, more gunpowder, all the wonderful things. I will just end this episode with having a look what loot we get from these guys, and then I will come back once we have finished off with some more sort of basically repetition crafting chains of just let's make blaze, gunpowder, etc. So we got one loot bag, anything good, a name tag and a pink rune. Nothing great. So thank you all for watching. I've been the Gaming Droid. This has been Modern Skyblock 3, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye everybody. Miscellaneous equipment stuff. Nope, that's not equipment. That goes in miscellaneous. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.